Welcome to Forensics DNA Fingerprinting session. So I hope everyone is doing well, and it's so good to know you're here. We're just going to go through DNA fingerprinting because that's our next event, our next course structure. Just to introduce some basic concepts, DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. It is the genetic material in our cells. No two people have the same genetic code except identical twins, and they do have the same DNA. It's obviously been noted that if you're an identical twin, you are mirror images of yourself. That if one writes right-handed, usually the other writes left-handed. Just a little information. DNA fingerprinting is also known as DNA profiling, and it is a technique used by scientists even today to distinguish between individuals of the same species. And this process was invented by Alec Jeffreys in 1985. In fact, he got a Nobel Prize on it. DNA fingerprint has been used to help solve crimes by linking suspects to crimes and by helping identify bodies of victims. In addition, crime investigation DNA fingerprinting can also be used to establish paternity and parentage. It can indicate that a man is highly likely to be the father with 99.9% accuracy, that he is excluded for being just that 1%. In addition to crime investigations, DNA fingerprinting, it can be used to establish paternity and parentage. It can identify victims of war. If you cannot identify them physically, they can take a DNA and run a sample. And large-scale disasters, and we've seen a lot of those lately. It's also used to study biodiversity of species, where they go and check to see how the gene pool is in certain species that are endangered. They track genetically modified crops to see if this is the right strain. They also settle immigration disputes when you want to reunite families. And you've seen this in recent history where the people were coming up from Mexico to the States, and parents and kids were being separated, and there was issues. Small amounts of biological evidence are left at the crime scene is called trace, and they can be a source for DNA fingerprinting. And it can come from your saliva, your blood, your semen, your skin, your hair roots, your body tissue cells, and even your urine. The structure and function of DNA is, you remember your biology. DNA is a nucleic acid. It's found in the nucleus, but it's also found in the chromosomes in your nucleus. Most human cells have 23 pairs of chromosomes, or a total of 46, with the exception of the sperm and egg, and it only has 23 because they're not in pairs. Each chromosome pair can be broken down into smaller segments called genes, and these genes control the traits of various organisms. It determines who has blue eyes or brown eyes. It determines if our skin is going to be light or dark. It determines if we're going to have any kind of inheritance disease. There are many things that it can do.